I'm Jack Dowles, and I'm here with Shanti Green. He's a novice strongman, and he's been lifting for how many years?
I've probably been lifting something for 15 years or so, but I've only been doing strongman off and on for maybe a year or two.
This is Shanti's second contest, right?
Right. Yeah, the first one was about 2 years ago, so I'm trying to make my way back into the game. I've got a lot of friends who train for it and are competing every month, so I'm just getting back into the training.
Now, do you do powerlifting as well?
I do a little bit of that. I do a lot of heavy squat and heavy deadlift, but I've had a shoulder injury, so I don't do much bench. I probably haven't benched in about a year.
But incorporated into your strongman training, you're doing the normal basic lifts, squat, deadlift. I guess we're not doing shoulder presses right now.
I've actually substituted shoulder press for bench recently. It's a little easier on my arm because of the angle. But yeah, I do the major lifts. I'll do push presses as well as strict presses, push jerks, work on my cleans, my power cleans, snatches, trying to build up some total body speed, get the hips faster.
Okay, now how do you work on total body speed?
So I'll do some lighter reps and just go as fast as I can for a small number of reps. So I might bring the weight down to 50% of my max, but just try and knock out each one as quick as I can.
Now, you mentioned power cleans and snatches,
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of Olympic lifting in your training?
Yeah, I do some Olympic lifting as well. I'm a CrossFitter, so that's part of that game is having to be reasonable at those lifts. So I do some Olympic lifting, mixed with some powerlifting, and of course the strongman events.
Okay. Now, if you were to talk to a person like yourself, say, that hasn't been doing this for 2 years, how would you tell them to organize their training routine?
So you're going to need a good base of just like raw strength. So your major lift, your squat, your deadlift, your pull-ups, or other major back exercise, because that's going to build the foundation that you need so you can do those other things. So you're going to want to work on that, and on other days you're going to want to work on your speed. Things like your hip speed are going to make a huge difference when you're loading a stone onto a platform or trying to throw a weight over a bar.
Now, you had mentioned that you work on speed. A lot of times, one of the more favored ways of building power is to have a heavy day with 80 to 90% of your maximum weight, and then have a lighter day of the same exercise where you are throwing 50 to 60% up very quickly. How many reps do you do when you do that?
So when I do stuff like that, I'll probably do 2 to 3 reps at a time fast, but maybe 10 or 12 sets of that. So, I want some rest in between so I can get fast again.
How many reps how much rest do you take in between your quick sets?
Maybe a minute, not real long. Just enough that the heart rate comes down a little bit, and then I can go and hit it again and still be fast.
Now, do you incorporate any kind of cardiovascular training into, because you mentioned you were a CrossFitter?
Yeah. So I do a lot of the CrossFit workouts of the day, or WODs, which are usually somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes where you don't stop moving. I also do a lot of sled pushing, sled pulling, which is just a drain on your cardio system. You're going to be fatigued everywhere.
Yeah, I think that probably one of the more effective ways to increase your work capacity for strongman is sled. How about flexibility and recovery? What do you do for those things?
So I do a lot of foam rolling, like that self-myofascial release. I'm reasonably flexible. I was a martial artist for a lot of years. So I still try to keep up with that a little bit, not as much as I'd like to. So my mobility in my shoulders isn't as good as it could be. So it's something I work on.
Now, as far as recovery and flexibility, we talked about flexibility a little bit, and we talked about the foam rollers. How about eating? What do you do as far as your nutrition?
So currently I'm in the middle of a paleo challenge, and I'm doing both paleo and a ketogenic diet. So I pretty much eat lean meat and green vegetables with the occasional side of bacon.
Yeah, sure.
But that's driving me slightly insane for now. But I usually try and keep it with mostly meat. I try and keep it lean when I can. I'm pretty low carb most of the time.
Well, thank you very much. I think that you've given us a lot of good information for people starting out in strongman.
All right, thanks very much.
Have a great time.